I want to welcome everyone to Content Area Reading 4033. This is one of my most favorite classes that I teach. Before I begin talking about week 1, I want to call your attention to the Resources tab here on Moodle. This is where the dyslexia assignment sign-up will be found on Monday, the first day of classes. There's also a video about the course syllabus, which just is the highlights of the syllabus. APA 7 information and the dyslexia assignment template and example. Now, on to week 1. Hopefully, you have all viewed my Instructor Introduction. This week, you're going to be learning about the reading skills necessary for success in reading informational text, appropriate instructional strategies to use with nonfiction and informational texts, and developing a repertoire of reading comprehension strategies to use with students. Assignments this week. There is a week 1 PowerPoint that you will need to view, and during prescribed times in the PowerPoint, you're going to have to provide some answers. Reading chapters 1 and 2 in our text, Differentiated Instructional Strategies for Reading in the Content Areas by Chapman and King. There is an article for you to read, which is Reading Comprehension, What Every Teacher Needs to Know. And another article, Young Children's Limited and Narrow Exposure to Informational Text. Hopefully you're viewing the instructional videos that are provided each week. Forum 1.1 talks about strategies used in reading. Forum 1.2 talks about your definition of reading. And 1.3 talks about schema theory. Here is the rubric that I will be using to score your discussion forums. Please make sure that you have read this. Check your submissions before you submit them. Use the rubric. Here is PowerPoint for week 1. Maybe. There we go. Okay, it's talking about content reading, the objectives, definition of reading, reading comprehension and instruction, purposes for reading, schema theory, implications of schema theory, building schema, methods for assessing schema, activating schema, and this is one of those areas where you're going to post your ideas on Moodle under the topic of schema theory misconceptions? What do you do as you read? Again, you're posting. Before I close out our week 1 video, I want to talk about the other 2 books that are required texts. Tools for Teaching Content Literacy by Janet Allen and More Tools for Teaching Content Literacy by Janet Allen. These 2 books I refer to as flip charts because they're spiral bound at the top. These 2 books will be invaluable to you when you are teaching in a classroom. In Tools for Teaching Content Literacy, which is the one that has the purpley cover, on the inside of the cover, where it lists the contents, it has those broken down into areas that assess and build content knowledge. So those are strategies to use before reading, support and monitor comprehension, which would be during the reading, and evaluate, extend, and transfer content knowledge, which is after the reading. Many of these strategies, she includes a blank template for them in the appendix of each book. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel to get the template. In More Tools for Teaching Content Literacy, she doesn't break it down like that. She lists the contents, but she doesn't have them broken down as before reading strategies, during reading strategies, and after reading strategies. If you have a question about what type of strategy, for example, Content Pass is, which is the first in the book, in the second paragraph, she says, I came up with the Content Pass so students could build background knowledge prior to beginning a study unit or reading a work of literature. So Content Pass would be a before reading. If you read the descriptions and why you would use it and how you would use it, you're going to be able to figure out if it is a before strategy, during, or after. If you are unsure, please ask me. If during our time together you have any questions, please email me. My job is to help you. I can't do that if you don't ask questions, if you're having trouble. I don't know. I'm not a mind reader. So please ask questions. Thank you.